that says in the Kanban board that I teach in the course, you really sort of set up 3 main columns. And you can visualize this in your workspace, and you've probably seen a Kanban board if you've used tools like Trello or Jira. Many of these are very popular apps, and people promise that you can save time by managing your tasks on an app or whatever. That's fantastic, and absolutely you can digitize it, or you can have a physical version of it, but you need to understand the principles of it. So the first principle is that you really need to divide up your world of the tasks that you're busy with in 3 major sections. And the first is your to-do list, your backlog. And typically that's going to be a long list of things that over the next couple of weeks or maybe even longer, that you need to get done. And then I was mentioning now this idea of limiting work in progress. For whatever rhythm of time you find works best, and Kenneth on a daily basis, or myself on a weekly basis, or for you, shouldn't be longer than a week, but whatever period it is that you feel appropriate, whether it's sticky notes or digital cards on a Trello board or elsewhere. And in the course, I actually teach you how to manage an electronic Kanban board as well, from your backlog. So Kenneth, you were sort of planning the night before, you would only move the tasks from your to-do column, your stickies, into the in progress column if you have a fairly certain idea of getting them completed in the next period of time. So if your sort of rhythm is a daily basis, 24 hours, only put the tasks in the in progress column that you can get done in those 24 hours. So if we take Ramona, for example, again, that morning she woke up, she decided to burn her boats. On her list of to-do things, she knew she had those 3 modules to get. She probably had a list of other things, but those are probably the pressing things that she knew she needed to get done in that day. She burnt her boats by committing to get them done, but she also would have put them in the in progress column to limit work in progress and give her that focus on only those things to do in the next period of time. And I just want to stick with Ramona because she's actually then also applied the Kanban principles, and I'm going to show you a picture of her own Kanban board at home just now. But so the columns are the verticals, and I teach you all in this course, you can go through a lot more detail in the course that I'll make a discounted offer available to you just now to go through it. But the horizontal view is the rows or the swim lanes or the specific projects. Now you can also color code your stickies. We have some other sort of coding process, etc. But very typically, if we're working in a syndicate, as many students often would, or at work, for example, your rows could be a work stream on the project. Or in a study environment, you could have a specific assignment that has a range of tasks, that you need to visualize the workflow that goes from to do to being in progress, and ultimately on the right-hand side to being in done. And that's then when you celebrate. So Ramona, for her law units, would have had a swim lane of those 3 units. So she would have moved those tasks from to do into in progress for that day only, nothing else. Remember, don't think that by putting a lot of tasks in your in progress column, you're going to get them done. You're not. You're just going to demotivate yourself because you're not going to get them done. So a key principle of Kanban, we've spoken about cadence, which in response to Kenneth's question is that regular rhythm, a day, 24 hours, a week, a month, whatever it is that you choose it to be, and limit work in progress. Those are 2 Kanban principles that I teach in the course and that I'm just giving you a quick overview of now. So that when you wake up in the morning, Kenneth, you get up, have a good breakfast, you've had a good night's rest. For that day, you only look at what's in your in progress column. So Kenneth, as I said to you, let's say the night before, you look at your to-do list, you calibrate how much you think you can get done in the day. You think about the next day and what other commitments you have to do. Move those stickies into that in progress column, burn your boats by committing to get them done. And then that day, your mission is to get those tasks done and moved into that column and completed and celebrated, hopefully with us in the members only Facebook group, so that you then clear that in progress column. And that cyclical rhythm of only moving tasks into in progress that you can do and that you burn your boats about, and then into the done column, is the visualization of workflow that Kanban gives you, and which is the rinse and repeat cycle that for 4 years I went through in my PhD. But again, as I say, I did it on a weekly basis. So Sunday night, I would send an email to my supervisors as a weekly status report. And again, in that email was a Kanban board. And I had a section in there that says, right, this is what I've done last week. I don't give them all the detail, just the top 5 tasks. Then this is what I commit to doing next week. And that weekly rhythm, which applies Kanban principles, and maybe only for the supervisors, I select a couple of things, and I've got a lot more detail that I'm managing separately that I need to know about, is my cadence and limiting of work in progress. Plus, it adds in the burn the boats, because I know that the following week, they will be expecting an update from me on what I've committed to do in that next time period of those tasks that will be in progress. So those are the principles of Kanban.